Splayed on the couch, staring at my pregnant belly, I felt gross. I was 40, going gray, and seriously huge. Whenever I felt bad about myself, I had a sick compulsion to feel even worse, so I logged on to Facebook. Clicking my first love's girlfriend's page, I scrolled through her profile pictures and landed on one of her Derby Girl shots. She was wearing white ruffled panties, a yellow corset, and roller skates. I was wearing my husband's extra, extra large sweatshirt and drinking a milkshake. She was the winner. I couldn't believe after all these years I was still playing the pretty game. In 4th grade, flipping through my yearbook, my mom had said, "Wow, she's a real beauty," pointing to my friend Jamie Thompson with her bright blue eyes and golden curls. My shoulders slumped. I looked up at my mother, so glamorous, with her curled eyelashes, shiny blonde hair, and frosted pink lipstick. People thought she looked like Marilyn Monroe, which thrilled my father, a Jewish kid from the Bronx who loved showing off his California bombshell. I tucked my brown hair behind my ears. "This girl might be cute now," my mother continued, "but you can tell she won't grow up to be very attractive." How could she tell that? "What about her?" I asked. "Is she prettier than me?" "No," she said. Then we went through my entire class. 30 years later, staring at Facebook, I felt like a bad country love song on loop. I cycled through photos of my ex's girlfriends and wives. They looked more carefree and happier, their flat stomachs mocking my enormous middle. They had won the men I used to love. What was wrong with me? I had the right husband. I was lucky to be having a child after a devastating miscarriage. There was so much in my life to feel grateful for. Why was I stuck in this destructive, negative pattern? Then I did something really crazy. I took screen grabs of all the women's faces, then of mine. Swipe, swipe, swipe. When I minimized the photos, they came up in a grid, so I took another screen grab. If I could see all the women at once, then I could study it, finally crack the code. Most of us had high cheekbones. There were more blondes than brunettes. One thing I knew for sure is that I had a problem. When my mother visited next, I showed her the grid. "You all have sultry eyes," she said, without missing a beat. As if we were staring at that 4th grade yearbook. "You look more like these two," she pointed to the brunettes. I had wanted her to tell me I was prettier, that I shouldn't be so upset. My face flushed. This had to stop. "I can't keep doing this," I said, wanting to shake myself. "My mother used to tell me I was pretty," she said, "but that one day I'd be beautiful. I kept waiting for that day." Her face was filled with longing, and I softened and hugged her. "You're stunning," I said. "People think you're my sister, but you're so much more. You're one of the kindest people I know. The mailman, the grocery clerk, our landlords, everyone always asks, 'How's your mom? How's your mom? How's your mom?'" She smiled as I placed my hand on my belly. I was relieved to be having a boy, not a girl, who wouldn't have to deal with this crap. Yet, a few months later, when Ari was born, my mother took me aside and whispered, "He is the most beautiful baby in the nursery." "Mom, stop it!" Other people commented on how gorgeous he was, too. He was 11 pounds, 13 ounces, and had been delivered via C-section. Of course he looked good. Nurses jokingly congratulated us on having a 3-month-old. The other babies in the nursery didn't stand a chance with their teeny wrinkled bodies. But I didn't want our son to be compared, period. I didn't want him to be better or worse than anyone. I didn't want him to think his lovability was tied to his appearance. Sorry, my mother said sheepishly. A week later, I overheard her again cooing, "You are such a handsome boy." Mom, please. I hated having to police her, but I didn't want our son's level of attractiveness to be a topic of conversation. I promise I'll be better, she said. As the sleep-deprived months wore on, my mother saved us. She stroked Ari's hair, changed his diapers, rocked him to sleep, sang him nursery songs. Shortly after Ari's 6-month mark, my mom held him and stared deep into his eyes. "You are so funny and smart and sweet." There was a pause. "Isn't he cute?" I asked. We both laughed. Ari joined us, his mouth open, drooling, oblivious to beauty, just knowing he was loved.